A very good evening. Welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Mariam Vijayaratna. Let's have a look at the headlines first. Central Bank maintains policy rates. Sri Lanka categorically rejects UNHCR resolution on reconciliation. News in detail. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka, at its 7th Monetary Policy Review press briefing yesterday, announced that it will be maintaining policy rates as expected by the economic community. As such, the Standing Deposit Facility Rate (SDFR) and the Standing Lending Facility Rate (SLFR) of the Central Bank will remain at their current levels of 14.5% and 15.5% respectively. Engaging journalists, Governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, Dr. Nandalal Weerasinghe, commented on the bank's projections and expectations on inflation.
Projection we had in the last cycle was that inflation would be still increasing this month, and then it will be turning around from this month onwards. The actual outcome also in that direction, but a little higher than what our forecast point for September. As far as I can remember, our forecast for September was 67.8 something, and it ended up 69.8, 2 percentage points more than what we expected. Actual outcome, it in fact came from mainly the new taxes that the prices factored into the prices. Some of the taxes introduced by the government. Going forward, still in our predictions, we expect inflation to at least come in, turning around this, what we think, especially I have to make it clear, Colombo Consumer Price Index at the end of the month, expect would be lower than what we saw the last month. But obviously, NCP, National Consumer Price Index, is reflecting the lagged inflation. It is not necessarily reflecting that level. Current inflation, there are some 2-3 weeks lag. That would still be rising this month, but CCPI we would expect there's a much more updated price information will be coming down, and that trend we expect that to continue towards December and also January onwards. That turning around because we maintain these tight monetary conditions.
Sri Lanka categorically rejected the resolution titled Promoting Reconciliation, Accountability and Human Rights in Sri Lanka, which was sponsored by the core group. Minister of Foreign Affairs Ali Sabri delivered the statement on behalf of Sri Lanka and called on the members of the Council to reject the resolution by voting against it.
A country-specific resolution against Sri Lanka, despite our continued and constructive engagement with this Council on multiple fronts. It is yet another example of the unfortunate divisions and polarization of this Council, which is contrary to its founding principle that, I quote, "The work of the Council shall be guided by principles of universality, impartiality, objectivity and non-selectivity, constructive international dialogue and cooperation. Sri Lanka categorically rejects the draft resolution HRC/51/L1 presented without our consent despite our effort to engage with the main sponsors. While this resolution may meet the objective of advancing the domestic political consideration of the sponsors, it manifestly unhelpful to Sri Lanka. We call on the members of this Council to reject it by a vote." Mr. President, the list of co-sponsors of the draft resolution amply demonstrates its divisive nature. Last year, many countries braved intense pressure by powerful sponsors and opposed Resolution 46/1 or abstained in the vote. This year, we thank the countries from Asia, Africa and Latin America who supported Sri Lanka during the informal consultation on this draft. Sri Lanka categorically rejects the resolution, particularly proposal in OP8. As we have repeatedly stated, this so-called external evidence gathering mechanism will have wide-ranging legal and political implications for all countries. Such unprecedented and ad hoc expansion of the mandate of the Council and the functions of a technical secretariat were never envisaged when this Council was established.
Frontline Socialist Party's Politburo member Pubudu Jagoda says the latest United Nations Human Rights Council resolution on reconciliation in Sri Lanka, which passed by 20 votes against 7, has some positive signs. He made these observations at a media briefing held this morning, where he was questioned about Sri Lanka's closest neighbour India, which abstained the draft resolution.
හැබැයි දැන් මෙවර යෝජනාවේ සැලකිය ගුණාත්මක වෙනසක් තියෙනවා. මෙවර යෝජනාවේ ප්‍රමුඛතාවය දීලා තියෙන්නේ සුළු කල්ලියක් විසින් මුළු රටේම ආර්ථිකය විනාශ කළ ආර්ථික අපරාධයක් කරා. ඒ ආර්ථික ඝාතකයන් සම්බන්ධ හෙළිදරව් කළා විමර්ශනය කළා වුන්ට දඬුවම් නොදෙන්නේ ඇයි කියන එක ඒ ආර්ථික ඝාතකයන්ගේ ක්‍රියාව විසින් ජනතාවගේ ආහාර සඳහා ඖෂධ සඳහා ඉන්ධන සඳහා තියෙන මූලික අයිතිවාසිකම් නැති වෙලා තියෙනවා. අන්නේ මානව හිමිකම් කැඩීම සම්බන්ධ වගකිව යුතු අයට පීවර නොගන්නේ ඇයි කියලා අහලා තියෙනවා. දෙවෙනි එක තමයි ඒ අපරාධයට එරෙහිව සටන් කරපු අයට විරුද්ධව දැවැන්ත මර්ධනයක් එල්ල වෙලා තියෙනවා. සාමකාමී පෙළපාලි වලට පහර දෙනවා. සාමකාමී උද්ඝෝෂණ වලට පහර දෙනවා. රැස්වීමේ අයිතිය අහෝසි කරලා තියෙනවා. පොලිසිය බාර ඇමතිවරයා විදිහට ඉන්න ටිරාන් අලස් ඊටාම ආදේශපාලනික ලෙස සහ ඊටාම ව්‍යවස්ථා විරෝධී නීති විරෝධී ලෙස පොලිසිය හසුරුවමින් ඉන්නවා. ඒ සඳහා රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහලා සහ රාජපක්ෂලා උඩගෙඩි දෙමින් ඉන්නවා. මේ සියලු කරුණු බලපෑවා මෙවර ජිනීවා මානව හිමිකම් කවුන්සිල සැසිවාරයේදී ඉන්දියාවට නෙමෙයි වෙන කිසිම රටකට මෙවැනි දේවල් වලට පක්ෂව ඡන්ද දෙන්න විදියක් නැහැ. ඉතින් කාටවත් එහෙම ඡන්ද දෙන්න විදියක් නැහැ. අන්තිමට විවිධ භූදේශපාලනික හේතුන් මත චීනය වගේ රටවල් යම් ආකාරයක සහායක් දීලා තියෙනවා ආණ්ඩුව කීපයකට. ඉතිහාසයේ අඩුම ඡන්ද ප්‍රමාණය තමයි මෙවර වාර්තා කරේ. ඒකට හේතුව තමයි යුද්ධය කාලේ වෙච්ච අපරාධ වලටත් වඩා ආර්ථික අපරාධ සහ ජනතාවට එරෙහිව දියත් වෙමින් තියෙන මර්ධනය සම්බන්ධ කරුණු මෙවර මානව හිමිකම් කවුන්සිලේ සැසිවාරයේදී වැඩිපුර ඉස්මතු වෙයි.
We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Meet your work and learn targets. Get 30 GB Meet Lite for just 195 rupees and 100 GB Meet Max for 490 rupees. Log on to My SLT app to activate. SLT Mobitel.
5-star teaching quality for 16 years straight. Edith County University in Sri Lanka offering the only full Australian degrees in commerce, software engineering, cybersecurity, biomedical science, gaming and interactive design. Enrolling now for the November 2022 intake. Call 077 3900.
Welcome back after the break. President Ranil Wickremesinghe has instructed to expedite the program to provide welfare benefits to 3.1 million low-income families in Sri Lanka. State Minister of Finance Shehan Semasinghe revealed at a government media briefing that this program aims to cover all districts, leaving no one behind.
ඒ අනුව රජය තීන්දුව කළා තියෙනවා සමාජ ප්‍රතිලාභ මණ්ඩලය ක්‍රියාත්මක කරලා ඒ තුලින් දැනට සියලු ප්‍රතිලාභ ලබන ජන කොට්ටාස ඒ වගේම පොරොත්තු ලේඛන ගත වෙලා ඉන්න ජන කොට්ටාස සහ මීට අමතරව ඉන්න පුළුවන් මේ පවතින ආර්ථික තත්ත්වය තුල Taman මෙවැනි සුබ සාධන දීමනාවක් ලබා ගන්න සුදුසුයි කියලා විශ්වාස කරන කණ්ඩායම්. මේ සියලු දෙනාම ලියාපදිංචි කරලා නිවැරදි තේරීමක් කරලා ලැබිය යුතු සියලු දෙනාට තමන්ට හිමි සුබසාධන දීමනාව ලබා දෙන්න තමයි මේ රජය කටයුතු කරන්නේ. දැනට සුබසාධන දීමනා ලැබෙන කණ්ඩායම සහ ඒ වගේම නොලැබිලා බලාපොරොත්තු වෙලා ඉන්න කණ්ඩායම මේ නිවැරදි ක්‍රමවේදයට ඇතුළත් කර ගැනීම. මේක හැකි ඉක්මනින් කිරීම ඉතාම වැදගත්. අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා මේ වර්ෂයේ අවසාන වෙද්දී අපි ඉලක්ක කරගෙන ඉන්නේ එහෙමයි. මේ සියලු තොරතුරු එක්රැස් කරලා ඒ අවශ්‍ය කෙනාට සුදුසු කෙනාට නිවැරදි කෙනාට කිසිදු කෙනෙක් මගහැරෙන්නේ නැති ආකාරයට කටයුතු කරන්න.
On the back of a successful series of road shows in India, Sri Lanka expects a boost in tourist arrivals this winter. With this expectation, the sector has lined up several events to make 2023 the best year for Sri Lankan tourism. India remains a key tourism market, generating over 80,000 arrivals up to September. India has been an advocate of Sri Lanka, supporting both tourism and the country at large throughout turbulent times. The first road show held in New Delhi was attended by over 200 Indian travel organizations along with 22 members from Indian media. Successful talks with the president of the Travel Agents Association of India, Jyoti Mayal, resulted in a pledge to support Sri Lanka and an assurance to affirm the support of TAAI. Meetings with representatives from Air India, Indigo and Alliance Air resulted in the commitment to commence operations to Colombo. Concurrently, meetings with MasterCard India and Make My Trip resulted in mutually viable propositions for cross-promotional activities. At the roadshow in Mumbai, there were over 200 travel agents and 20 Indian media representatives. Corporate meetings were held with Thomas Cook and other agents. The third roadshow in Hyderabad attracted 204 Indian travel organizations and 10 media groups. Key highlights from Hyderabad are the meeting with CNN to encourage media publicity across its network and negotiations with SpiceJet. A successful round of talks with Telugu film producers derived positive results, with Sri Lanka being recognized as an ideal film location. Minister of Tourism Harin Fernando has pledged to support simplified approvals and introduce single window processes to boost efficiency. Over 50 Sri Lankan travel trade members comprising travel agents and hotel representatives attended the roadshows in support of the government's initiative to drive tourism. The target audience at the roadshows were tour operators, MICE agents, media, key influencers, corporates, trade associations and key tourism industry stakeholders in India with the ability to promote Sri Lanka. More than 600 Indian trade delegations and 52 media agencies participated at this event. Sri Lanka's delegation was accompanied by Chalaka Gajabahu, chairman of the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau, and Thisum Jayasuriya, chairman of the Sri Lanka Conventions Bureau. Each roadshow included B2B sessions facilitating numerous discussions, followed by an evening networking event to help foster close business relations. During the road shows, the Minister of Tourism met several high-profile business leaders, tourism stakeholders and corporates while engaging in several interviews with leading Indian media houses. Sri Lanka's promotional tour packages in collaboration with Slato, THASL and Sri Lankan Airlines were also launched during the road shows. A raffle draw was organized in each city and offered promotional and visitor packages by local industry participants. Sri Lanka has myriad of products and services to offer the Indian traveller. The goal of the endeavour was to create a positive mindset while delivering a strategic message that the island is poised to offer guests the best of Sri Lankan hospitality, coupled with an unparalleled guest experience at the heart of the Indian Ocean. We'll be right back with the stock updates.
Meet your work and learn targets. Get 30 GB Meet Lite for just 195 rupees and 100 GB Meet Max for 490 rupees. Log on to My SLT app to activate. SLT Mobitel.
Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a negative note today. The all-share price index dropped 132.71 points to close at 9,049.52, and the S&P SL20 dropped 48.61 points to close at 2,771.83. The turnover was 2 billion rupees and over 69 million shares were traded. Up next are Forex rates. That's all we have for tonight. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Have a great weekend. Take care. Good night.